he sees all these issues that are going on in the economy, and he's like, we need to fix this. So he comes in, and he has this really optimistic outlook about what he wants to do, and he has a plan, and he has advisors that are willing to help him with this plan. And many people in America right now are ready for this change. They're tired of what's going on in the economy. They believe that if they vote Reagan in office, he will be the change they need. And he does provide the change they need. There's a need right now for this time for more federal control, more control from the government. And also, once Reagan takes office, we see that his media calls it Reaganomics, but his economic plan goes into practice. And so during this time, the country is still suffering from stagflation, which is what?
Where unemployment
Both high at the same time. And so they're like, we need to fix this. Well, beforehand, government economists were focusing on consumer demand. They were putting more money into the consumer so they would go out and buy. Well, Reagan's like, why don't we just focus on supply side? So what he did was Reagan and his team of advisors believed that a large supply of goods would drive down the prices and stop inflation. And so if they stopped inflation, that would lead to fuller employment. And he believed that the government was the economy's problem, and that they needed less regulation from the government. So how did he start the supply side economy? First, he starts by giving tax breaks. He gives tax breaks to the wealthy and big businesses. And so they start breaking down, which leads to deregulation. He took out different federal regulations on businesses. They were able to really start growing. There was also, I know they wrote down AT&T, and so that allowed other companies to come in as competitors. Third, there was an increase in military spending. But because of this increase in military spending, there's a federal deficit, which means that the government was spending more money than the taxes they bring in. So by doing that, the national debt rose during this time. But it had a good effect because it increased the economy, so we started coming out of the recession. But there was also a trade imbalance, which was causing this because Americans were bringing in more goods than what they were putting out. So then, because of that, this led to loss of jobs, which is happening today. Today, people in the government are outsourcing jobs. They're going to India, China, finding people over there to do our work of computer programming, sciences, any technology, stuff like that. So what was happening during this time of outsourcing of jobs is happening today still. And there was also the closing because of this of steel mills and auto plants, and a lot of people lost their jobs. They just throw them away. They weren't important. Then there was a new supply of oil that happened in Alaska and North Sea. And like y'all know, what was happening with the Middle East? Were the relationships good or bad with the oil companies? Bad, exactly. So this new supply of oil really helped stabilize the oil prices, so the economy was not dependent on the Middle East. And so in 1983, America begins to come out of the recession, and Reagan's successful economic ventures become known as Reaganomics, which is what the media called it. And for your warm-up, the answers are true, false, true, false. Okay. True, my bad. Okay, so what we're going to do today is a jigsaw. And I'm going to number y'all off, and y'all are going to get in groups. And in these groups, you're going to read a short paragraph and answer questions in these groups. And then what we're going to do is we're going to switch off, and you're going to teach your other classmates about what y'all learned. Cool? Okay. So, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Okay, so group 1 over here, group 2 over here, 3 and 4. And y'all No.
Coach Trey?
No. No, I'm about to pass it out to y'all. Yes. One shot.
Wait, I thought I was.
Yeah, we over here, bro. You know. Yeah, me too.
What number are you?
Nuh-uh. 4.
Oh, I thought this was like.
Oh,
I thought
yeah,
you were like
yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, and
Yeah,
then
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2,
No.
3, 4. Wait, so Brittany's on my team then?
Hey!
Ah.
I don't even know.
2.
What did you tell me? You told me 1, didn't you?
Yeah.
If you're 4, I was a 1. Dang, I got Michael.
And y'all can go ahead and move the desks facing each other. Your number 2.
I was about to ask, like,
That's what I meant. 2's are over there. Wait, are they this? Yes, my bad, they're right here. How's your group? Where's the 4? Hold on. Where's your name, chair? I'm so glad. Where's group 3? Yes,
Hey, Brittany, where you going?
4's over here.
Alright, I'm on my way.
How many 4s are there?
There's 2.
Oh, yeah. Are you a 4?
Oh, that's 3?
Go ahead and like put y'all's groups.
Hey, this is my chair now.
I called it.
Nah, you can't do me anything.
I'm a third.
Anything you used to do 5%.
Boom.
Hey, sit down.
Okay, sit down, cause my food.
What you doing way back there?
Sorry, my bad.
Oh, snap.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. That's why I was just like,
What color?
what juice on your soul? Yeah, it's French.
I don't mind.
Okay, cool. Let me know if you have any questions.
I was April Fool's Day, huh?
Tomorrow.
Today.
Tomorrow.
Today.
I can't get nobody. First.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I could have sworn it was just the 30th yesterday.
Nah, bro, it's 31st. I mean, it's the first.
Did you test yesterday?
Yeah, man, I thought it said the 30th.
What's called?
Next.
What? I heard you was crazy.
Oh.
What? April Fool?
Spraying that cologne.
It wasn't me.
Nice,
Everybody.
so this.
It was Thomas.
Okay, so while you're doing this activity, be sure to discuss it as a group, kind of talk it over, because it will kind of have a short talk over it. You'll have to be able to teach your other peers what you learned.
Scoot
You gotta teach them what that goes to peers. Because after these groups, we're gonna need new groups.
Bro, I'm gonna, I ain't gonna test for tomorrow.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I think.
English what?
That we ain't got.
What's your last
But you
name?
can go too.
We ain't struggling
You
to
thought
do
you-
they can.
Don't feel bad.
Don't be
I'm still taking English one.
But the thing is, I feel like English 2 is create P class and create
Yeah.
because that's not the class.
True. Nasty and-
I passed it.
I'm
But I did pass the test.
Alright, let's get on the next side. The blue green is on pencil is good.
No, we bought it.
No, I said, no, this is too easy.
Okay, then you
Too
try
good.
it.
I already told you this.
How you feel?
That's how you have that other source.
How you feel with me?
In Alaska, in the North Sea, we're not asking why.
All kind of people don't know, but apparently he did because he didn't look up. But I walked over there with milk, and I got the country grip.
I wanna make sure I don't have the blood around. Like slide through. I'll say it. I'll say it. Cause Quick said I need a game to play, so I'm putting that in the water.
That's a fun thing. What happened to it?
Activity, water supply,
I remember it was perfectly fine in the cruise tech class. I wrote it. U.S. history. George Washington was the first president. Right there.
Look like this, bud.
Oh, let's use it. No. I don't know. Okay,
I'm so sorry. Programming and healthcare.
you know, you didn't give me the first paper either.
Yeah, I did. Yes, I did.
I promise you, you didn't. I took the one that I used off of Priscilla's tape. Right there. Huh?
There you go.
Teachers, it is now 8:30. Please promptly start the testing. Thank you.
Coach, wait that standard now till after 39.
I read it.
All test.
They can get the people that who were testing to eat.
Read the first sentence. That's what I was saying.
It's great.
Now, boy, they
No,
need
not
to
read.
make
This
the second
is
one.
a little bit. Read the first one.
Right, because taxes will be and the wealthy.
Okay, so they are cutting taxes through the tax rate.
The people.
The what? The businesses and the wealthy.
Oh.
You want to see me at SFH?
Yeah.
December.
But see, he could say what did Reagan happen after the tax?
Yeah, where it says sophisticated and that was.
Okay.
What did
He
they do
built
on businesses?
groups would invest their tax savings to
Think of
raise
businesses
production
and the wealthy.
and increase employment.
Because they're tax cuts, there's that. But also, this is just like, this is very much too, and I didn't correct it, it's just one of them. But they're gonna have to the wealthy first, because they thought like, if they have their money, they're gonna spend more. If the wealthy have more money, then they're gonna go out. And after that, it's usually either trickle down. What happened was the wealthy did money kept their money, and there wasn't trickle tax, so middle class also low class was paid the same tax rate as the wealthy did. But at the same time, cities was up, so it still did the economy, so nobody was in my situation. So you would think that it was, without everybody the tax rates, like the tax rates for the business, the big businesses, it would go down, probably like those smaller businesses. A lot of big businesses, a lot of big companies. What's the one where it's parent, you're gonna lose.
That's what they said. The second.
No, she just did it.
Yeah, she gets it.
Okay. So the tax breaks was what happened with January.
It increased.
So there was more, for some reason,
Yeah.
so there was a lot, there was more money.
Thank you.
Far was gonna give us, because it took, because the way they had to increase it, it just took people's money.
Right
I think so.
Like,
That's who it was? Oh, I got all these teachers.
Sit down. Yes, yes.
Yes, I mean, anybody,
Everybody knows.
she was a bad teacher.
yeah, and I remember she used to follow me from class. That's the only.
Did I say
Created a demand for many services. That's sleep.
She said. Did she get it?
Oh, it was right here.
I don't think there is.
Sophisticated into, she always be looking at
She'll get out.
ballistic missile system. I don't know what I'm gonna do. If I get her class,
She was a terrible teacher. Like, she, on one unit, everybody that passed.
what do we do? We turn these in? All right.
about this? Are we gonna do the water report?
Wait.
He gonna tell you.
And you
Dollar store.
She gonna be real cute.
She'll get mad.
Sometimes the stars just align.
Let me check my calendar, see, I can break every week. It might just be like 2 minutes every week. But it's like 4 minutes.
I wear it, I mean, that one. I need a job.
Yes.
What's going on over there, Coach? You got a little vibe over there.
Everybody gets old.
Me?